Hey y'all, it's Laura and Emmy. We're here to show you some of what I've been doing the last couple months with the Project Life card swaps, where we make our own Project Life cards. And I'm just going to get started because I've got this on HD and I know I don't have very much time on this card. This is for a recent swap. It was it's actually a 2-card swap, and it was a fall theme, but I went ahead because I really like this paper line. It's an older Simple Stories. Harvest Home, I think is what it was called. I went ahead and made a lot of different stuff, so let me just kind of explain real quick. This was on some gift bags that I had done, and this is a faux flare with 1-inch epoxies, and I just punched it out with a 1-inch punch, and then put the epoxy over it, and that's burlap I cut on my die cut machine. Put the little banner on it, but it matches this line. This is a 4x6, and it was just, these were real simple. I didn't spend a lot of time. I fussy cut the hearts out and glued a little string, and then I pop dotted the tree up. So that's that one, and then this one kind of goes with this one. And I basically took this card, and then this was like an additional piece, and I glued it over top of it. And then this is a half of a mini clothespin. I took the mini clothespin apart and just put half of it on there and tied a little string around it. And then for everybody, I included these little month things, so they can put November or October on there, whichever they choose. And then because I love apples, this is just a homemade, it says homemade bingo card, and this was on the sticker sheet. And then I fussy cut the apples and the pie and put that on there. And then I made a little tiny card candy to kind of go with that. I fussy cut those. I basically took the stickers and had them copied, so I had to fussy cut that. Okay, so those are there. And then, let me just scoot all this stuff out of the way. This was also, this is actually, that fall one's actually for next month. And this was this month's. This was a back to school 2-card swap with Melissa, and I got these chalkboard stickers at the Target dollar spot, so I just stamped on them with some white pigment and it took forever for that to dry. I had to keep blotting it, and then I just kind of layered up some paper. And this is actually Graphic 45 ABC primer that I've been hoarding forever. And then I made a little card to go with it, and this is a chalkboard tag that I got at Target, and I just cut the strings off and put my own string on there. And this was on the paper, and I cut it and had a little punch. But these little bags were from Michael's. What I did was, I've done this before, is I slit the bag open down to a certain point, and then I folded that flap down and glued it, and then I stuck the paper over so it makes this little pocket. So that was that. And then this one was a grocery shopping theme, and we all were going crazy over this jelly bean soup pad of paper. And I just basically made a craft grocery bag, and I used my Fiskars decorative edge scissors, and I popped up the bag, and I took one of the, this was a 6x6 pad. One of my, 2 of my friends actually sent me some of this paper, Carrie and Crystal. But anyway, that's cut out of there, and I just stuck it on a piece of paper so they can journal on it, because it was a journal card swap, and then that just goes in there. So that one turned out cute, I thought. And then I made another little faux flare, and I just stamped, these are 2 different stamps, and then I put the little epoxy over it. So that can go on the front, excuse me, that can go on the front of the bag, or they can, you know, put it somewhere else on their page. And then this is another swap that they started doing recently that I absolutely love. You guys may recognize the background here. These are actually Project Life cards, and they're basically kind of challenging us. This is the cinnamon collection. They're challenging us, and this one's all packaged. I got a whole bunch of little extra goodies in there, but they're challenging us to use our Project Life cards, and they pick a different set every different swap period. They pick a different one, and last one was this from the Azure collection, and I just punched these out of some of the other cards, and then I put the little like rhinestones in there. I included a little heart too, or they, you know, they can stamp on here, they can kind of make them their own, but that was from the Azure, and then these were from the cinnamon. So I thought they turned out really, really nice. And like, you know, these can go either way. They can turn them, you know, however they want. They can actually put a piece of paper on there for journaling if they want to. That's just some burlap. And this is I think it's my favorite things dye. I really love it, but it's a pain in the butt to cut. It takes forever. And that's just some jute. So those are pretty cool. I mean, I like that swap because all the cards that we get back are going to match. They're all going to coordinate together. And then this is a Christmas card candy swap that I actually hosted during their break. They took a break for the summer, and so these are pieces. I didn't glue any of these pieces down, and these aren't glued down. This was just stuff that I included with my set. Made a little paper clip, and I included some of this matching ribbon because this paper line actually had some black in it. I made a little tag. I just cut the tag out of the paper, and then this was off of one of the edges of the paper. I cut that off, and then I fussy cut the trees, stapled a little ribbon on there. These are, I think, Elizabeth craft dies, but it's all these pieces, like the little string, are separate. And that's just some of the paper, and this was I just cut out of the paper. I thought it was cute. Made a little flag out of one of the, these were one of the papers had just strips of different words, and I cut that and put it on a toothpick. And then these were actually stickers that I got at Walmart. I don't even know, in the Christmas department, but it matched this paper so well, so I put that in there. And then this was just part of the paper, and I cut these on the Cricut and then put some red seam binding. So that was fun. I thought that looked really good. And then these were from a month title swap. Also, when I hosted on my own Facebook page, we all had different months, and some people wanted travel for August, and some people wanted apples. So some people's apple cards said August, and some said September. But I just kind of fussy cut those out of it's a digital print, and I glossy accented the apple and the seeds. And then this is some lace I think I got from Hobby Lobby, and that's I cut on my Cricut. And then this I pop dotted up the road, and this is just some paper that I've had literally probably since mid-90s. Made fan folded and made like a little map. And this was actually a card that I printed off of Pinterest, I think, and then I cut those letters, I think, on my Cricut. Anyway, those turned out really cute. And then now I've just got more swaps that we did. This was from a card candy swap, and I always like to put a bunch of extras in there. But this just has different, like a film strip with some